from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
COVID numbers continue to get worse, and it's okay to get back in the river. We'll have details in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Thursday, August 5th, 2021. It's brought to you today by Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.
And in part by Chess Counselor LLC, helping students one move at a time, bringing chess and wellness programs to the community. Visit them at chesscounselor.com.
And now for the news.
For the first time in 4 months, Henrico has witnessed back-to-back days with more than 80 new COVID-19 cases apiece. The county reported 84 new cases Tuesday and 81 yesterday, according to the Virginia Department of Health. The last time that many cases were reported on back-to-back days was April 2nd and 3rd. 2 new hospitalizations also were reported in the county, one Tuesday and one Wednesday. The last COVID-related death in Henrico was reported July 28th. During a press conference yesterday in Richmond, Henrico Health Director and State Vaccine Coordinator Danny Avula said that the only way out of the pandemic is through vaccination, not infection. He said, quote, "There's clearly a significant toll that takes place when it happens through infection," end quote. Avula said the new Delta variant is probably accounting for 80 to 90% of cases in this region as it is nationally, and added that while some vaccinated people may be able to pass the virus, they are mostly protected from any severe outcomes themselves. Last week, the Richmond and Henrico Health Districts issued guidance urging everyone, even those who are vaccinated, to wear masks indoors to prevent against the spread of the Delta variant. Avula reiterated that message yesterday, saying, quote, "Masks are incredibly effective at stopping the transmission of disease," end quote. The Virginia Department of Health says a dramatic surge is taking place in terms of the number of COVID-19 cases being reported at childcare facilities and summer camps in central Virginia. The agency has reported 10 outbreaks in summer camps and 10 more in childcare or preschool facilities since July 1st. 95% of those cases were in people who were not vaccinated. 40% were in people who were eligible to be vaccinated. Of course, children younger than 12 are not yet eligible. There were only 2 such outbreaks at those facilities in the region last July. VDH is advising that those in childcare facilities and summer camps should wear masks, especially indoors, and keep proper distance, as well as wash their hands often. Also, yesterday, the VDH lifted the recreational advisory that it issued last week for the James River from Robious Landing Park in Chesterfield, Goochland, and Henrico counties to Belle Isle in the city of Richmond due to results from recent testing. It had advised people to stay out of the river after a sewage release that occurred off River Road July 27th, created elevated levels of bacteria in the river. But now those levels are back to acceptable levels. Officials do say, however, you should stay out of the Tuckahoe Creek for about another week in the portion below River Road to avoid contact with higher than normal bacteria concentrations.
Henrico County's COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance Program, which was established to allocate federal relief dollars to citizens in need, distributed about $573,000 to county residents. The program ran from July 13th of last year through June 21st of this year. It got almost 600 total applications and approved just more than 200 households for assistance. People residing in the 23228 zip code, which includes Lakeside and part of the near West End and northern Henrico, received the most funding through the program. Now that it's closed, Henrico Social Services officials are directing residents in need to the Virginia Rent Relief Program, which had been open since late June of last year. So far, it's distributed more than $17 million to about 3,130 Henrico households as of July 1st. That's an average of nearly $5,500 per household. You can read more about these efforts at henricocitizen.com by clicking on News and then Government. And at last Tuesday's Board of Supervisors meeting, a number of county residents and others spoke in favor of the establishment of a civilian review board for police. It's a topic that essentially has died after nearly a year of consideration by the board. The idea for a civilian review board was first raised by Varina District Supervisor Tyrone Nelson last June, but ultimately he couldn't find the necessary support for a strong board, one that has subpoena power, for example, among his fellow board members, 3 of whom are Republicans, so he withdrew it from consideration this summer. Nelson and fellow Democrat Frank Thornton were in favor of the board. Many of those who spoke last week cited some of the same reasons that Nelson cited last year as to why they believe a board is necessary, by explaining that a board could help bolster trust between police and citizens. Despite the speaker's requests, the issue seems unlikely to be revisited by the board anytime soon.
As we all strive to do our part during this extraordinary time, Henrico Area Mental Health serves as your local and public mental health agency, continuing to do its part. We all experience mental health challenges, especially during extreme challenging times.
It doesn't matter your age, gender, race, or ethnicity. Each person is affected differently. If you're a resident of Charles City, New Kent, or Henrico counties, and you, a family member or friend or someone you know, may need someone to talk to about the mental health challenges being experienced.
Do your part and call us at 804-727-8515. That's 804-727-8515. We're here to help. Remember, mental health is good health. Call Henrico Area Mental Health at 804-727-8515. That number again is 804-727-8515.
This message comes to you from Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.